I think success looks different to whoever you ask. You know, for some people it's sales, some people it's Instagram followers. The only time I feel like I've felt that feeling of success comes from, you know, when I'm on stage and everybody's moving and enjoying the music and having a good time. I think that's important to me. I think if you're not a successful artist, you're not going to be able to have that effect on a crowd. I'm Corbyn, and this is the trials and tribulations of an underground artist. The main reason why I make music is because it's my main outlet. I like to think personally in myself that it's like, because I am expressing myself, it's a healthy outlet. And even though sometimes I do touch on very negative things, I feel like me deciding to let it out in that way is a much healthier way of doing it. I don't think there is a typical day for me making music, to be honest. Sometimes I just randomly come up with a certain lyric without an instrumental, and then I just end up writing it in my notes app and going from there. Sometimes I'll write a whole song in 10 minutes, sometimes it's not done in like a week. Definitely getting my home set up all completely sorted was massive, because when I first started making music, my production was terrible. It was really, really bad. My vocal mixes, it sounded like I was in the bathroom recording it, and everyone told me to improve on, you know, my mixing and the production aspect. You know, hiring studio time is really expensive, and especially as a smaller artist, you want to try to cut costs as much as possible. Having that home set up and just being able to be in my own space and decide I want to make a song right now has definitely made the whole creative process a lot easier for me. Despite my music often having like negative themes, I definitely draw a lot of like inspiration from personal experiences. You know, school, the stress of life, you know, things every adult has to deal with, you know, wondering where your food's coming from, you know, how your bills are getting paid. It's stressful. And then obviously a lot of my music does talk about like mental health problems, and in the past especially a lot of drug abuse. But it was something that I was never trying to glorify in a way. It was more like, I'm doing this and it's making me feel this way and you shouldn't. And so that was a big meaning for me, because I wanted to try and offer help to people in a situation that was really hard for me to get out of. There's been a lot of key issues and challenges. You know, stuff changes every day. Stuff goes wrong for me every single day. I'm jumping over obstacles that I didn't think were there. Getting my music heard to new people, especially at this level, is really difficult unless you're paying for campaigns or advertising. The main way that you can really grow your music is through support from people that you already know, people sharing it, liking it. I do all of the recording, the mixing myself. So, I mean, even when I am, say, recording my vocals, I have to, you know, run away from the microphone, press stop myself, go back, do it again, and obviously I'm doing retake after retake. Just like that. In a music sense, I think I doubt myself basically every single day. There's a lot of factors, my own brain, the things people say, which obviously I try not to let it affect me, because people always say things about it, especially when you're putting yourself out to the extent of, you know, making and releasing music. But I mean, even going through school and, you know, having the long hair and everyone taking the mick out of the music that I listened to, it did kind of like steer me away from what I like. Every single time I do doubt myself, I try and look back at what I used to make and how far that I've come, and remind myself that I am, in my opinion, improving. One that I dropped recently called My Guardian Angel. Out of any song, that one definitely has the most meaning. I mean, it was about my nan. She was probably my closest ever family member. So I've got this tattoo. I'm going to show it off to the cameras. But yeah, she passed, and I always wanted to make song lyrics about it, but because I wanted to do it right and because I didn't want to put something out that touched on something so emotional for me. And then, you know, as an artist, we do it a lot. You look back on it and you're like, oh, I really don't like that part. I wish I could have changed that. I don't like how that sounds. And I just wanted to make sure I was fully, completely happy with it. I'd change a lot of things about the music industry if I could, but if I could change one particular thing about it, it would be taking the power away from the top. It seems like all the power's going to the top and the people at the bottom are getting closer and closer to the bottom. I think I've had a big change recently. I mean, just a few days ago, I moved into my own like proper flat. I mean, I've been living in hostels for like a year and a half. And if you'd have told me 5 years ago that now, you know, I'd have my own flat, I wouldn't believe you. The most rewarding journey was probably the first ever New Rage gig so far. Just seeing the mixture of people that was in the room. Like, we did do a fusion type of event. There was multiple genres of music, but just seeing like new faces that I'd never seen in there before dancing to my music, like having a great time, people sticking around for every single act. And it was just seeing something that had been an idea of ours for so long actually in reality. I think that was definitely a really good moment for me. As the day for the gig approaches, it's a big mixture of excitement and nervousness. In typical fashion, the ticket sales are quite low and they always pick up in the last like few days. And so, like, obviously I try not to let numbers affect me, but when I see that the ticket sales are low, it does make me start to feel a bit apprehensive, like, oh, is it going to go well? Is it even worth performing if no one's going to be there? But obviously, people have paid their money for those tickets, so the show must go on. There's a lot of pressure with performing. Putting myself out there is a big thing that I do worry about because my music is so emotional. I don't want, you know, people to potentially use that against me because I've opened up about something. I think my friends helped me a lot on the day with the pressure of performing, just, you know, hyping me up, making sure I'm in a good mood. Because I'm not going to put on a good show if I'm in a bad mood.
Everybody come around trying to get their eyes all over that line in the cage. Everything flooded around, cause with my eyes, I put it down. No one breathe. Oh yeah, I'm going way too fast. Reload, clip on a blast. You wanna spaz on the trap, but go like that, but try to go to nest and fat. Dagger. Put a middle finger in the air if you with me. Got a toxic flow, but I'm not with Britney. I just need a split. I don't want no Whitney. Begging for my dick, girl. I don't want no Pimmy. No, I don't. True religion all on me. One day this will all be free, but ain't she free? Run up on me 6 feet deep, your ass will be some of the team. Yeah, we making a scene in Holy Trinity. Pulled up in the beam. Finding lunch, cause see the reapers coming. Demons holding me. You don't need 999 when 666 come with the 6. Sure, keep coming and I keep on running. I'm trying to feel something. I wanna keep looking. The locust is swarming without any warning. I just keep on falling. Don't wanna keep and a lot of love, they fuck. Calling next Monday. This bit coming off of the dome, my flow so cold. I'm gonna leave and froze. This bit coming off of the dome, they're trying to chase me, but I'm on my 10 toes. I just wanna break. To Molly and Jay keep calling my name. She just moving fade. When I say farewell, I'm about to be in the charts. When you say farewell, I'm falling. So these farewells are breaking my heart.
Whatever you want to do, just keep pushing as hard as possible. Don't listen to outside noise. Keep good people around you. Keep your circle small, because the bigger it gets, you know, it's gonna crumble a lot quicker. There's people that, you know, show their true colours, and just keeping genuine people around you that, you know, sometimes you need a stern voice, sometimes you need somebody to put you in your place. Sometimes I think everybody needs that. And just be yourself at the end of the day. Do what makes you happy. Bang. Got there in the end.
All about fucking